think that that's what he wanted to. He knew the risks. They were real risks. The goal of team sports is to win a championship. And people can say, well, now, next year is lost. As far as Tyrese Haliburton and his team winning a championship, Games 6 and 7 of these finals had more championship equity associated with it than all of next season. Like you when you're that close, you were right there. And so the fact I also, he had just started a 5-year, $250 million contract. So the finances stuff, he'll still be well under contract when he comes back. You feel terribly for him, but I don't think he made a mistake. I think that he took a calculated risk, and calculated risks can blow up on you. But I think he knew this is a moment that I am not guaranteed to get back, and he went into it eyes wide open and made that choice.
I'm going to piggyback on what you just said and maybe take it even further. He had to play. If he had sat out and they lost in 6 or 7 games, I think within himself,
Correct.
He would have been always wondering. I think it would have haunted him throughout his career, or, until he wins a championship, or throughout his career, or maybe longer. Because he would not know I would have got hurt.
Correct.
He would have always been sitting there like,
yep.
Man, like, should I have gone? We could have beat, whatever it was. So I think the number one, if you had the options in his situation, the number one option was play and don't get hurt.
Of course.
I think 2, and I hate to, like you said, you don't want to sound, hopefully this isn't going off the wrong way, but 2 was play and you get hurt, but there's closure there. It's like, okay, I'm going to be out a year. I'll come back. I'll be fine. If he had not played, there's no closure.
That's right.
This is like maybe the next 12 years, you're like, and you never get a championship.
Was that my moment?
Right.
Yes.
And so it obviously we all were heartbroken for him. And it was just, and especially he was off to such a hot start. And who knows what they have won. I think it's definitely on the board that they would have won, because you've been talking about it. He's due a 30-point game. In each of the past 2 series, he had a 30-point game. This looked like it was going to be his 30-point historic game, and he gets up for the big moments.
Yes.
Yes, so he came out more aggressive. That was my first thing. Second thing is this. I'm trying to remember what. My thought throughout, like, especially as they were playing well early and then had the 1-point lead at the half, I was thinking, this is the year they got to win this game. They have got to win this game, because next year it's a wrap.
But you thought they could at halftime?
Oh, yeah, I thought they had a shot. I definitely thought they had a shot.
They're up 1 with 2 quarters left in the season.
I mean, you knew their backs were, the odds were against them, but I thought they had a great chance, especially going in. I think that made OKC feel like, okay, they're up, and Haliburton's been out the whole second quarter. But the thinking was, because next year you're not going to be close to a championship. So
you know what we hear a lot? Let's go until the wheels come off. Hey, let's go out tonight till the wheels come off. And then at like 11 p.m., I'm like, I got to go. I can't.
You don't even tell people.
The wheels are starting to wobble.
You don't even tell people you're going to go.
I'm gone.
Yeah, you just disappear.
This is what I thought. This guy knew this might happen. Like you said, eyes wide open. He's like, and he literally was like, I'm going to go until I can't walk. And you don't really see it in sports. Willis Reed is the shining example. Willis Reed walked onto the court, walked off the court. This is literally putting next season I don't care about. This will alter the trajectory of my career and career earnings. I don't care about it. When people talk about, he put his body on the line. He took an offensive foul. Oh, look at him. Put it all on the line. He dove for the ball. Like, this is literally putting it all on the line. And Windhorst had this stat this morning, and I just want to reiterate it because it speaks to what you said. 23 diagnosed calf strains over the course in this year. 22 players missed time from Windhorst. He's the only guy that said, I'm not going to miss time. So he knows that. He's like, I don't care, and I kind of know what's going to happen, especially in the East. He just saw Dame go down. He just saw Tatum go down, and it's right there for him. And that's one of the reasons why I think he started off so hot. It's like, I might not make it this whole game. I'm going to I'm going to go pedal to the metal the whole time.
Make it through.
Yes.
The one thing that will really, and obviously it's bad enough that he got hurt, but what will really bother me over the course of his career is and I don't think this will happen, but if he wasn't ever the same player.
Well, and that's,
you know what I mean? Like, and I
that's
think
a
he
risk.
will be, but
it's not a guarantee.
It's not a guarantee. No, it's not a guarantee.
But we've just seen like Durant, and
correct.
we've seen players nowadays come back.
But with listen, sports at the highest level, this is not breaking news. It's mostly physical, but a lot of it is psychological.
Mm-hmm.
And to Bruce's point, he might not have been the same player if he decided not to play because of what it would do to his mental.
Yeah.
Like that's and so there are not many. I'm sure I'm forgetting some, but like catastrophic injuries in championship game, like deciding games. Like obviously Kyrie got hurt early in the finals. KD got hurt in the game 5. The one that, but like in a do or die game, the one that always sticks in my mind is McGahee in college football. You know, when kid got his knee turned around on him. It's rare. And seeing it happen, and we'll talk more about this later, because of this scourge of Achilles injuries, we've all become Achilles experts, where it's the only injury that we die, like the broadcast won't say it because they shouldn't, but everyone watching was like, oh, I know, we know the reaction, we know the spring, we know all of it. And to Bruce's kind of other point about Indiana next year, overarching for the league as a whole, we've never seen a conference as discombobulated as the Eastern Conference is going to be next season.
Yeah.
The 3 best players in the conference, arguably, Giannis, who's second best player, tore his Achilles, Jason Tatum, who tore his Achilles, and Tyrese Haliburton, who tore his Achilles. The Vegas favorites for the East right now are the Cavs, who we discussed, like, do they need to? They've never been past round 2.
Right.
And the Knicks, who fired their coach a few weeks ago. And so, like, it's such a upside down situation, and it is primarily because of the same injury to 3 different stars in the league. It's remarkable, and it is in a weird way. And I don't know enough about Tommy John, but it's becoming like what we see where we're just used to it in baseball. Like, oh, there's going to be a number of pitchers every year that it's like, oh, they need Tommy John. Like, I don't think the NBA can afford for the Achilles to become that because there's fewer players and fewer stars and all of it. But that's the only comp for it.
Well, there's a lot of talk within league circles about just the stress on the players nowadays, because we always talk about it was more physical in the 90s, and it obviously was, but it was packed around the paint. It was more banging, more bumping, but you weren't moving as much defensively. Now, even bigs are guarding out to the three-point line, guarding hard, because teams really emphasize defense nowadays.
Yes.
So you're guarding out hard, your joints have more pressure on them, you're doing more movements, more starting and stopping, herky-jerky. And so I think that has something to do with
feet, and they're running. It's kind of a untold ground we're about to cover in the league.
Yeah, I hope this injury goes down as a heroic moment for him. Right now, it's a tragic moment, but I hope it's remembered as a heroic moment, as a guy knowing the risks and being willing to put it all on the line. And having it not work out, but that is part of.
I think it has.
I would hope so, but I don't know.
Could go down at.
Yeah, but it was. KD doesn't get that totally. So I agree with you. It should, but KD. Listen, KD. It was different, but it was the same. KD. It felt like, oh, KD, took his time, but KD obviously was not ready to come back.
Yeah.
There's
came back
also
trying to help his team.
There is a little feeling out there that he, with all due respect to the words, he was pressured.
Yes.
He felt, I felt totally different about KD than I felt about Haliburton. Yeah. Like, I was like, there's obviously not a doctor. There's no way KD should be playing. I really felt like there's no way he can go out there and play. Whereas Haliburton, I didn't feel that way. It didn't seem like it was the same degree of strain.
More on Tyrese Haliburton later in the show. We're going to talk about the chances that this is just the first Thunder championship. That's next on FS1, the Fox Sports Channel on Sirius XM.
What makes a Carnival vacation fun? A little bit of everything.